Hello trainers, Ganeto here, and today we're diving together into Ultra League of Halloween Cup with a team that brought me from 2400 into 2800, so we're looking at a 400 ELO gain, and we are seeing a team also that is gonna be led by Tapu Fini, followed up by Shadow Scizor, which is an amazing Pokemon, and of course the Overqwil, which is gonna be used most of the times as a safe switch option. So now without any further ado, let's dive into the first battle. We are starting off the first one with Tapu Fini facing the Drapion, not the best lead ever. They are going out of there though to another poison type. I'm always like, do you know what? You might have a triple poison back there with another, I don't know, something like a Mac, for example, Cantonian, whatever. So we're gonna see now the Night Slashes from those Scizor doing so much damage, but to be honest, the Steel typing is what makes all the work. We're gonna be able to go ahead and use one more Night Slash. This time we're gonna provoke the shield, and I'm pretty sure this can be something like an Earth Power, so I'm just gonna block it up, but instead we end up blocking the Poison Fang, which is not that great, and now we're gonna get hit by another Poison Fang, resisting it by a lot, and we can survive. I'm gonna go out of there to my Tapu Fini because I have a feeling that because that Drapion was out of the way, they do not have the Sludge Bomb on their moveset, so by bringing Tapu Fini, I'm able to draw out their last Pokemon, which is gonna be the Galarian Weezing, one of the most useful Pokemon to use for Halloween Cup of Ultra League, to be honest, and we're gonna be able to pressure it that much that we can farm it down right after with our Overqwil or Scizor. Scizor comes in, able to get to the X-Scizor for the Drapion, gonna deal some really nice chunk to this Pokemon, and we can even pressure for one more. A crunch has to be made here to finish us off. Down we go, and now Overqwil has to close this match once and for all. If they have that Aqua Tail and Crunch, well, they have to go for the Aqua Tail, but instead they go for the Crunch. Perhaps they want to have the upper hand here with the debuff, but this is not gonna happen because they need some luck, right? Let's have some luck of our own as well. We're gonna be able to put that Drapion to the red, and this is gonna be a race to the next charge attack. Let's see if we can get it. Yes, we can, trainers. Aqua Tail from Overqwil is gonna be extremely good and extremely spammy, so we're gonna take this amazing win to start off the video. Into the next one now with the Giratina up on the lead. Tapu Fini is gonna have the upper hand for sure, and that's why I love Tapu Fini. It has so many good leads, and even against its counter, something like a Nidoking, for example, you still can go ahead and have a very close matchup with that Surf, dealing super effective damage alongside the Water Gun. Even against a Crobat, you still have the neutral damage that you can threat it with on the long term of the battle, so do not be afraid to use your Overqwil on the safe switch most of the times. Here though, we're seeing that Genesect, and because they had the Giratina up in front, I was like, you know what, I prefer my Tapu Fini over that Genesect, and I can still hit hard that Giratina with my backline. However, here you can see that we go for the Moonblast, able to take the shield as well, which is pretty crazy. Scizor comes in, and we can definitely tank one or two moves here, especially with the Dragon Breath version of the Giratina. I'm just gonna take another one. This can also be an ancient power, to be honest. It is gonna hurt a little bit more, but we can still survive. At the back there is gonna be the Scavalier, and we have the upper hand here because of that shield advantage. Overqwil is a spammy monster, and look how crazy it is. It can reach to its charge attacks pretty fast, and we're gonna be able to block the Drill Run and still go for the Dark Pulse. Dark Pulse will be fatal at this point for the Scavalier. Look at the damage, but they survive only with 1 HP and the Dream, able to reach the Drill Run, and we're gonna farm down right after. Giratina comes in, and we have one more Dark Pulse here. They have to take it, to be honest, because we have a Night Slash ready to go from our Scizor, so this is gonna be it for the Giratina, and we're gonna get for ourselves a very nice and handy victory with a fantastic team. So trainers, just be sure to leave a huge like before you go, subscribe to the channel if you already haven't, because I have videos like this popping up my channel all the time, and you're not gonna regret your time watching them, and learn out of my battles and perhaps some of my strategies with my teams like this one, which brought me a lot of ELO gains in total for Go Battle League. So just be sure to leave a like before you go, subscribe as I have already said, as more videos are coming up, and of course if you want to support even even more, there is always that join button right down after you finish off this video below the description, and you are gonna be able to help me even more with more support with your efforts to my channel. So now we're gonna see the Overqwil coming into the battle, and we're gonna be paired up with Nidoqueen. They're gonna be able to nuke us down with that earth power. Things aren't looking that well for us. They have the Drapion, and we have to go ahead and use the X-Scissors. The reason I use X-Scissor over Iron Head is gonna be the dark types. Most of the times those Obstagoons and Umbreons are gonna be a really troublemaker for the backline. Overqwil doesn't really handle those Pokemon really well because Aqua Tail is a cheap move to use, pretty spammy but still not enough to finish off those Pokemon, and X-Scissor is gonna help a lot. Iron Head is gonna help you most of the times against fairy types, but to be honest, I have two other good Pokemon like Tapu Fini and Overqwil, which can both go pretty neutral against the fairy type, so that's why I prefer my X-Scissor over that Iron Head. We're gonna see now the Nidoqueen with the Poison Fang. We have to block it at this amount of HP, and we're gonna be able to land the big Night Slash here for the win after one bullet punch, and this is gonna be a very nice victory for us. Into the next one with a Galarian Slowking, crazy Pokemon here, and we're gonna be able to go ahead and use our serves. I'm pretty sure they have the move Sludge Bomb. I have to be aware of that, and I will try to catch it on my Overqwil. This is gonna happen successfully. However, it is gonna be a Shadow Ball, still resisted, and we're gonna provoke out of there the Mandibuzz. You see that on those battles Overqwil is a freaking statue, but they have fixed it nowadays, so those battles are a little bit older from the very first days of Ultra League of Halloween Cup. That's why I'm a little bit lower on ELO as well, but right now I am at the 2800, and I have posted on my community tab on YouTube, here on YouTube. Now we're gonna see the RLAs from the Mandibuzz finishing us off. I don't care at all because Overqwil really has done its job. It has provoked out this Mandibuzz, and we can still reach to the Moonblast for the knockout on the Mandibuzz. Not expecting the shield at all. Down it goes. Slowking returns, the Pokemon with the most ridiculous look out there, and we can go with the Night Slash to threat that Scavalier out of existence. We also take the boost in the process, which means that we can farm down right after. Let's see how my opponent can deal with that though, because they cannot reach to another move. This is huge, and now we just have to throw those moves, able to take out both of them shields, and then try to finish it off with my Tapu Fini. We are already there to the second one. Tapu Fini comes in, and we're just gonna be able to farm down completely by keeping that shield of ours alive. Count Xavius into the next one. Escavalier up on the lead. Pretty solid lead for us, but they can still threat us with a shield. They decide to go ahead and bring the Kofagrigus, not Runerigus, but Kofagrigus as a safe switch, and we have a very nice answer to this Pokemon, the Overqwil. I decide to stay a little bit more there. I tried to catch on my Overqwil, but I misplayed things here, so that we're gonna get hit by a Psychic, and we can resist pretty much anything that this Kofagrigus can throw at us. Also, we have some energy to spare on our Tapu Fini for the end game, so that can get really handy towards the end game. Look though how close Kofagrigus can get with Overqwil. It can still threat it out because Overqwil is pretty glassy, much like that Escavalier from my opponent, but we can still spam a lot of moves out of any Pokemon. So against this Escavalier, we can still throw those Aqua Tails and do severe damage. Gonna take a shield in the process. At the back, they're gonna have a double Ghost with the Jellicent this time, and we have the Night Slashes that are gonna shred apart this Pokemon. We're gonna be able to block here the Ice Beam. This is gonna be pretty cool to know that they have Ice Beam, because this means they do not have Bubble Beam. They are always gonna throw at the big move scenario, and I'm pretty sure I can shield here and completely farm down right after. They're gonna go with a Shadow Ball. We're gonna block it correctly. Down they go. A Scavalier comes in, and Night Slash is gonna do all the work that we need. They have to get to that Drill Run if they want to have any success against us. Here is a Drill Run, but we managed to absorb it on the Tapu Fini, and we can definitely outspeed here now to the Night Slash to deal lethal damage to the Escavalier, and we're gonna get this final boost and the win. Into the next one now with the Umbreon upon the lead. Pretty solid lead. You love to see it, especially with your Tapu Fini. So we're gonna stay in here as long as they want to, and we will try not to throw a move that they can catch on their next Pokemon. They're gonna try and catch here on the Sylveon, so I'm just gonna go in now with my Overqwil. Not the best Pokemon against a Charmer, but they do not know that I do not have Sludge Bomb, so I decide to go ahead and bait for it. So right now we can go ahead and use a double Aqua Tail and perhaps a triple if we can play this correctly. If that is gonna be a Psyshock, we can survive and still gonna be able to reach to the final Aqua Tail to destroy down that Sylveon. This is gonna be absolutely awesome. We're gonna take a shield in the process and completely farm down right after with Tapu Fini. My whole team is working pretty well with each other. I really like the coverage that it has against dark types like this Umbreon, as you can see, and also I really like the total coverage that every single Pokemon that I have completely walls down Giratina, which comes into the battle here, and Scizor is gonna be able to close this match because Giratina stands no chance against my team. Into the next one now against Lord Taffy, I have no idea who that is, and Dragalge is gonna be our lead Pokemon. Pretty solid option, the best I think that we can get with Tapu Fini. We resist everything and anything that this Pokemon can throw at us. They have now the Slurpuff coming in, and the Marshmallow Pokemon, a freaking Marshmallow, will get destroyed down by the Moonblast. However, they decide to block the correct move here, and that is a bummer for me. I have to go in now with the Overqwil. Play rough is gonna be connected, but at this point I don't care at all. I know those Fairy Winds are not dealing enough damage. We can take the moves for sure. I was counting the moves, I was pretty sure they cannot reach to another one, so I'm just gonna go with a little bit of overfarm, reach to that Aqua Tail, and at the back there is gonna be a Salazzle. This is super bad news for my Scizor, and I have to reach to another Aqua Tail. This cannot happen. I have to bring my Pokemon here, my Tapu Fini, over the Salazzle and have to block the move no matter what. Those Poison Fangs really do a lot, as you can see. If they go for the switch, I will go as well, and I want my Scizor over that Dragalge for sure, because against an Incinerate from a Salazzle, which is a pretty offensive Pokemon, well, we are doomed for sure. We're gonna be able here to reach to the Night Slash, dealing some really nice neutral damage. We get the boost in the process. Gonna undercharge here because I want them to survive and bring me to no HP so that I can farm down all that energy with my Tapu Fini and have a Surf ready to go, since Incinerates really charge up pretty fast their Poison Fangs, and now with the energy they are pretty classy as well. We're gonna be able to take the win with the final Surf. Crazy battle there. The undercharge I think was the MVP move that I did to grab this victory. Into the next one now with the Mach up on the lead. We have to get out of there. Overqwil comes in, and Overqwil can take any move that this Mach can throw. They decide for some weird reason to stay in. I don't know what is happening. Perhaps some players do not have a clear answer to my Overqwil here, and you can see that even they have a Golurk, which is gonna be a ground type against my poison. We can still reach to that Aqua Tail and then the Dark Pulse to destroy down Golurk. However, they decide to block the big move, and I have to go in now with a Tapu Fini. We're gonna be able to be on a very good spot. We can simply take anything that they have to throw, that they have to offer, and completely farm down with my water guns here. We're gonna get out of here with a lot of energy, and at this point I think we can threat even a whole Mach out of existence with that Moonblast. They have to block, otherwise they're taking big damage on that Mach. I switch out to my Scizor because I know it is gonna be the key Pokemon for me to win the entire battle. There is gonna be a Giratina once again. Pretty much everyone is playing Giratina. It is a pretty safe option, and those three Pokemon that I have are gonna destroy it down for sure. So I don't know if you have seen a team like this at the past, like mine, because I think this is gonna be pretty unique, and I can name it, I think for sure, the Ganetto team. Write down in the comment sections if you need that team, if you have seen that team from another trainer, because I really want to get this team copyrighted on my name. We're gonna be able now to get that pretty nice victory, and into the next one we have the most horrible lead against the poison type as always, but this poison type is gonna be part ground, so on the long term of the battle, as we have already said on the start of the video I believe, we're gonna be able to finish it off with a potential Surf. However, they decide to stay in here, and I'm just gonna go ahead and play their game. Here is an Earth Power. I'm just gonna block it correctly, and now I have a double Aqua Tail ready to go. What are you gonna do, trainer? Down they go with an Nidoqueen, so perhaps at the back there is gonna be another Tapu Fini that can destroy me down, for another Tapu Fini counter that can destroy me down later on. There is gonna be a Charmer number 1. Can there be another Charmer as well? Let's see together, trainers, because I have a feeling this is gonna be a double charm. I'm gonna go in with Tapu Fini, not the Scizor, for that exact matter. And we're gonna see now my Moonblast trying to connect, but we take the shield in the process. We're gonna bring our Scizor here. I was trying to catch the Psyshock, and then for some reason I blocked. That was a mistake for sure. And there is gonna be a second poison type, this time on the face of Crobat. Not looking that well, but we can reach to the Night Slash while they're charging up for that Shadow Ball. We're gonna reach this Pokemon to 1 HP. We can simply farm it down with a few water guns. Down goes the Crobat. There is gonna be the Sylveon, which returns to the battle, and we just have to reach to the Surf. They know that we're gonna take this victory. Pretty amazing, right? Right. Into the next one, the final one for the video, and we're having Giratina up on the lead. Pretty solid lead for our team, and we're gonna go in now with that Scizor against the Primarina. I saw that a fairy typing up on the right, and I was like, okay, it is a fairy, we have a Scizor, let's bring him to the fight. And that was a mistake, because this Pokemon can really take the hits. It's part water, it can survive those bullet punches, but on the long term you're seeing that we can still finish it off with those Night Slashes in combination with my bullet punches. We're gonna be able to go with another Night Slash, this time against the Crobat. Pretty solid damage, I believe, from my Scizor here against the entire team of theirs. And we're gonna be able to reach to the Dark Balls right straight ahead with the Overqwil. They are gonna take it. Pretty huge deal here. And now the Giratina will return, and we have two big counters to the Giratina, which means that we're gonna be able to close this match effectively. So that's all, trainers. Thank you for watching. Thank you for staying till the end. I hope you had a nice time watching the video. Just be sure to leave a huge like before you go. Subscribe to the channel if you already haven't. And if you want to support even more, the join button or the super thanks is gonna be right down for you to check out. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, and I hope to see you all into the next one. Take care, trainers.